All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. We're gonna call this the big three in the US: Google, Samsung, and now OnePlus. As Apple didn't want to step up to the plate, OnePlus gets the slot. These are foldable devices that fold open from a phone to a tablet, and this is got to be one of the best. So honorary mention: the Surface Duo, still alive and kicking, but the Surface Duo will get slaughtered in the camera portion and software portion. So it can win some hardware of these three phones right here, but honorary mention here for the Surface Duo, which will not be included in this battle because the camera game is not there. The software game is should have been Windows, yada yada yada. We know the story. However, I might reference this phone from time to time in this video, just for the sake of things that it can do that these phones can't do possibly. But let's kick this thing off and let's go down the line here. So the newest one obviously is the OnePlus. So it is the challenger in this sense, and this is what the challenger, new on the scene, has decided to bring out to us. So this design here, this phone comes in a couple of colors, just like these phones come in different colors, but this version right here is like a faux leather type feel to it, and it is absolutely phenomenal. This overall design of all these camera bumps and back designs, like looking at the back of the phone, this is the best of these three. I love how the hinge is done on this particular product. It's super flat here, boxy but smooth and curvy at the same time, which is kind of along the lines of the Samsung, but we'll get into that. This is completely flat. Like, I wonder if this can stand up. It can stand up on its own, and it doesn't seem it'll wobble at all. And there's nothing, there's no gap, there's no nothing. It's just completely flat inside of there. And this phone also has an IR blaster, believe it or not, on the hardware of this thing. So you've got dual speakers. I think it's quad speakers. I have to double check that, but you've got two there and two there. It might be quad speakers. I just know they're loud, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, this is a stereo speaker setup, I'll say that. Yeah, the back of this phone is absolutely beautiful. I'm glad I went with this color this year. The green, you know, I wanted the textured back because I don't use a case on this, even though it came with a case, and we'll talk about that too. But you've got this vibrate switch over here and mute switch for volume and things like that. You got your volume rocker, your power button, which doubles as a fingerprint reader. And you got your speakers, IR blaster, and mic. Then you got your speakers, mic, Type-C, and SIM tray on the bottom here. And then you've got this beautiful 6.3-inch display on the front here. And then it opens up into a big 7.8-inch display. So they've got three cameras, well, an inside camera right there, and they've got a camera on the front right here. And then they've got their main shooters on the back here. So with the help of Hasselblad, OnePlus's best thing they could have done with themselves. I love this design. I love this design. It is a sleek design. And when you open these up, this phone is so thin. It is thinner than both of these devices, and it lays completely flat, which is super cool. Now, none of these phones can lay flat on this side like that. So, you know, that's just what it is. Now we go over to the Samsung Z Fold 5, and you know, this device, obviously the Fold line is iconic already because this is the 5th generation. So this is the OG on the table. Now, where this differs from the OnePlus is, yeah, it's got no gap now. Disregard these little things right. They're not scrapes. They're from the case with the little tape on there. I gotta get some of that little remover and take it off, but that holds nothing against this hardware. It's beautiful hardware. But the difference is you've got the glossy sides on here, and this one can stand flat, obviously, as well. No gap in here at all. Flat hinge, but this has a dated design, I guess, at this point, because this is the 5th generation of this device. And so if I take this camera module off, which I'll go ahead and do it, if I can pop it off easily. No, that thing is sealed on there. I had to get something to get it off, but nonetheless, it has 3 separations for the cameras, and it looks good, but it's still somewhat of a dated design because this is the 5th generation of this device, and they haven't changed that much. So the camera modules shuffled a couple times, but still top notch to me. Beautiful design, love it. We're not ready to crap on Samsung's design that much because it's just sitting next to the new kid on the block, which, you know, the new kid had an opportunity to watch the market. So This is a good design. I do love this design still. I like 22:9 aspect ratio phones. Shout out to Sony for getting those elongated designs. And I think this design works for Samsung. In their foldable devices, it's just known for that. So when you open this up here, you've got a nice, the crease, let me just address this now. This phone, you cannot feel the crease. You can feel the crease on both of these devices, like heavily. You can really feel it when you rub your finger across it, but you're not looking for it. But then after using this device, you can't, I don't know how they did that, but well, it doesn't matter. You can't really feel that crease, and it is extremely pronounced in this one right here. You can even see it more too. But holding these devices right here, I got that tape and glue everywhere. Holding these devices, no more cases for me on this phone. It's going to be just great. I think you'll like the feel of all these devices in comparison to the hardware. But you've got the Type-C speaker on the bottom, speaker on the top, microphones, and SIM trays on the side here. You got your volume, and power button doubles as a fingerprint reader. Now you move on to the other somewhat new kid on the block. This phone has it's unique because it checks a lot of boxes that the Samsung couldn't check, but then OnePlus came along and checked every box. But we'll get into that. So again, you can feel the crease on this one. You can feel the crease. You're not looking for it, but you can feel it. But this one takes on a whole new design. So you've got a shorter, stubbier design, which is welcomed. But after holding this device, trim it down a little bit, and this device it'll be on and popping, man. It's such a great design. This one is very thin as well. It can also stand up on its own if you were checking for something like that. And it's just a really good design. I like this hinge mechanism better than the Samsung, and I like OnePlus's hinge mechanism better than the Samsung and the Pixel Fold. The glossy size is so played at this point. I think all OEMs should be doing this matte feel right here. This look right here, it's just the way it should be. That's just what I think about that. The back of this design of this phone is the ugliest of all of these. I've said that since day one. I don't like this big square that just popped on the back. They could have smoothed it out and made it look like Bay. They really could have done that, but they chose not to. But it's a first attempt, a phenomenal first attempt with a few issues that really need to be worked out. So you have speaker up there, SIM tray in the middle, microphones for canceling. I mean, look at these microphones for canceling. They went in because it has that voice. You know what I'm saying? So on this one, you have a different design on the front. It has a front camera there. They all have these front cameras, has a separation there. It's just a matter of hardware-wise, OnePlus wins. OnePlus wins, hands down. That's some of the perks of being in this game. If you're willing to wait a little bit, you can probably always get the better deal and get the better situation going for yourself. But again, it's going up against a 5th generation device and another 1st generation device. If you take Samsung out of the mix here, OnePlus kills this phone in a lot of ways, unfortunately. That doesn't mean that the Pixel Fold is a bad phone. I've seen some people saying, no one's talking about the Pixel Fold anymore. Sure we are. We're using our Pixel Folds. It's OnePlus season at the moment, and OnePlus brought it, man. They came with the thunder on their first attempt. Yeah. But speaking of hinges, before I move on, this is where I reference the Surface Duo that wins hands down. It wins. It just wins. It's a better. I mean, it's the tint mode on this joint is crazy. It's nice. This is beautiful. This has the best hinge mechanism of all these devices because look at it. You can go all the way around. Yeah, it's the best hinge mechanism. So this hinge right here is better than this hinge to me. And then line them on up this way. I mean, it's a good thing. They definitely got my little generic code in here. I think that's it. Yeah, they definitely have a winner here with this device design, but it fails and falls. I'm not gonna say it fails. It falls short when you're trying to. Even the Surface Duo 2 can't compete with any of these devices. I don't have that device, but since it chose to do this design right here on this beautiful hardware, it's a fail to me. It's a missed opportunity. This is a beautiful, beautiful display setup, and it's just good, man. Now, referencing that. Now, let's get into unboxing. How about an unboxing? Well, these don't come with anything. This phone came with a case and a 67-watt charger in the box. And some people say, oh, it doesn't have wireless charging. I think you guys, I posted a poll. And said, what features should you have after a certain price point if a phone is very expensive? And not very many people said anything about wireless charging. I think a lot of people are just trolling on this device because they don't want to hear, I'm just telling you, they don't want to hear that it's better than both of these devices. That's really all it is. Okay, this doesn't have wireless charging, but which one of these charges the fastest? So put your phone on wireless charging for both of these, and then put your phone on charging for this one. Put your phone on the plug-in on all of these, and which one will charge faster? You don't need wireless charging. You want wireless charging. I like wireless charging sometimes, but I don't particularly have to have it. And the fact that people can only gripe about certain things like, oh, the support of OnePlus, none of these match Apple's support. Just keep it 100. Apple has the best support for anything, any of these tech things. So the people are only calling out things like no wireless charging, and the support of OnePlus is horrible. I'm not gonna call you a troll, but you're a troll. I mean, you know, you probably don't have all three of these devices, and I don't have these just because I'm a creator, because I did buy these myself, but I probably would have gotten these anyway. I was buying phones and stuff a bunch of products long before I did creation on YouTube. So I'm not saying I'm any more genuine than any other person who's an influencer, but I'm just keeping it all the way 100 all the time. It's a troll comment if you're worried about it not having OnePlus not having wireless charging, because 512 gigs, 16 gigs of RAM, charging brick in the box, case in the box, screen protector already installed. Come on, I could keep going, but let's move past that. Now let's go to the, I've been posting a few photos online of these devices, just a few of them, because it didn't take long to really see that, honestly, folks, the OnePlus cameras are great, but they're equally matched now. Like, so these phones, I think Samsung cameras are in last place. So if I were going to rank these, it'd probably be a battle between, and I'm talking about photos, it'll probably be a battle between the Pixel and the OnePlus. But here's the thing, the Samsung cameras are phenomenal. It just goes to show how great these two cameras are, really. Now, when it comes to video, that's a different story. A lot of times the Pixel will come in last because Google's Pixel, when they handle their video, on this phone, it just should be a lot better. I put this phone's video up against my Pixel 7, and the 7 did better, video-wise. That just shouldn't be that way. Of these three, I like the OnePlus Open's video cameras better, and I shot a sample of some video of this phone right here versus these two. And I think the OnePlus does phenomenal. All right, guys, here's a sample handheld on the OnePlus Open, just standing in a spot, no lighting, no sunshine. It's a very gloomy day out, and this is the main camera for the OnePlus Open. What do you think about this sample? All right, guys, so now here is the Pixel Fold. Yes, my hands are big enough to hold these open and use the viewfinder, but this is a sample from the Pixel Fold, standing in the same spot. What do you think about this sample and video quality? All right, now guys, here is the Z Fold5, standing in the same position. What do you think about this quality and video sample, and how does it look in comparison to the Pixel Fold and the OnePlus Open? What do you guys think? So advantage to the Samsung for being able to do 4K in portrait video, and however, the OnePlus portrait video only in 1080p, but man, it is good. It is freaking good. OnePlus has a much better start than both of these devices. So camera game, the the Pixel tends to win in most photo situations. But of these two over here, I'm going with the OnePlus for photos. It's just really good. Now, I was going to do an HDR battle, but I've done HDR content on all of these devices. I just haven't shown it to you in a separate video for the OnePlus at the recording of this video, but I will get that out there to you. But camera-wise, it's kind of a mixed bag. These all do something great. Because Samsung has some of the best noise canceling for video. It is freaking incredible how they do that. And most other phones can't really handle the heavy winds where I live. So that's why I say the camera game, they all do something better than each other. So I have to watch that, because I prefer the OnePlus over both of these. If I'm being straight with you, I prefer the OnePlus as a package. For camera game, the OnePlus has a better put together package. While it might fall short in some photos against the Pixel, it can definitely hang with the Samsung and even beat the Samsung in some situations. Yeah, personal preference, but from what I can see and me shooting all these videos and sampling all these, the OnePlus came with it. Now, let's go into performance here. I'll just leave them closed for now, just for the purpose of this video. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna open up some apps here. Where's my threads at over here? And you see how I started here, then here, then here, and you know they're opening at a decent speed. They all work. They're good. Oh, yeah. Performance-wise for social media, I think Apple probably does really solid in comparison to some other devices for software performance. But these all look like they're doing fairly well to me. The fact that OnePlus gives you 16 gigs of RAM, that's a huge plus. It plays out in their favor. But for social media folks, for what I do, all of these are going to be balanced as far as performance. Yeah, you have the Gen 2, and the Gen 2 over here for the Pixel, but Qualcomm Snapdragon Gen 2 and Tensor Chip 2. To me, performance has been fine. I haven't had again, another wash, because we all use our phones different. I'm not getting into benchmarks and all this other nonsense, because that doesn't speak volumes like it would for regular use. It just doesn't tell the same story. You know what I mean? So it's different. So performance for me is simply a wash. That's just what it is. I don't really have the time to tell you that, oh, it benchmarked at 3,700. It's not, because that's not important to me, and it's not important to real consumers. They're not benchmarking their phones. So for me, software is, as long as it doesn't fail, and as long as it works when I open the application, I'm good. As long as it works. As long as it works when I open the application, I'm good. That's it. I'm good. And that's what we want. Oh yeah, Apple event is today. Yeah. All right, so performance, folks, it's a wash to me, like real. There's no, look at the wobble on the Samsung. No wobble here, no wobble there. That's because the camera app is over here. That's also something real petty. I heard someone say, well, you can't lay it flat on the back. You can't lay it flat on the back of none of these devices. And the Samsung wobbles because the camera module is on the side. Nonetheless, let's talk about battery life. Battery life. OnePlus. You know, and the OnePlus is still brand new out of the box. Technically, I've only had it for less than a week at the recording of this video. But OnePlus. These are actually ranked in the way the battery is best. Extremely good battery life over here. Really good battery life. Great battery life. They all can last more than a day, but the OnePlus easily goes into a couple days and then some, if you will. So that's just how it is. There's really no other way to say that. then it just gets straight to it. I don't need to tell you that, oh, I checked this, I checked that. It's just good. It's really solid battery life. Some people are going to ask about screen on time. It went over almost 2 days with about 7 hours of screen on time. If you like it that way, I like to measure by time off the charger. That's just me. But see, advantage goes to the OnePlus because it has a 67-watt charger. It charges extremely fast. And I have a digital charger I can see how fast something is charging. This one's the fastest. These keep getting capped. This is the slowest charger of them all. This thing charges the slowest of all these devices. But nonetheless, you get faster charging and better battery life. Now, some reasons why you might not want to fast charge all the time is because the degradation of the battery it'll be faster. You know what I'm saying? You'll get you'll get less battery life if you keep doing it. But the chances of that happening in the next 2 years, slim to none. This thing will continue to charge fast and it'll continue to go to 100% or at least 95 to 99% with no issues, more than likely. So let's look at the beautiful screens on these and then we'll probably get out of here. Let me open up a video. Now you're going to listen to the volume on each one at full peak brightness. I've got them set all the same. This is an HDR video. They're all playing in 1080p HDR. I didn't feel the need to put them all the way up to 4K. Oh, wait, this one changed on me. Don't do that. They're all at 1080p HDR. You know what? I'll put them all up to 4K. Might as well. You can see there, 4K HDR. Now you're going to hear the volume on here, and I'll do each one, and then I'll give you my final thoughts.
All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It is a windy day out, but it is beautiful. It is 80 degrees. As you can see, I have the top down, so I do have a wind filter on the mic this time. Hopefully that'll help with this recording. But, oh my gosh, man, it is such a beautiful day. I decided to just come on out and take the car out and go for a ride. I'm at almost 2,000 miles, believe it or not, man. I'm at almost 2,000 miles and super happy to be able to get this car on the road. Now, this is like the perfect weather for having to top off the car. I mean, I've seen a couple of Corvettes out today.
So that is one beautiful car, by the way. Beautiful video. Let's go ahead and stop it. 42 seconds, and we'll go to the Z Fold 5. I'm going to change it to HDR 4K. I'm going to crank the volume up all the way, bars, and we're going to play it.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It is a windy day out, but it is beautiful. It is 80 degrees. As you can see, I have the top down, so I do have a wind filter on the mic this time. Hopefully that'll help with this recording. But, oh my gosh, man, it is such a beautiful day. I decided to just come on out and take the car out and go for a ride. I'm at almost 2,000 miles, believe it or not, man. I'm at almost 2,000 miles and super happy to be able to get this car on the road. Now, this is like the perfect weather for having to top off the car. I mean, I've seen a couple of Corvettes out today. We're just out. And in C7s, C6s, saw a couple of C8s. Everybody just has their car out riding with the top down. Convertible or coupe, it doesn't matter.
There you go. That is the Z Fold 5. Now we're going to go to the Pixel. Let's get unlocked here. All right, we're going to go to 4K HDR 60. There we go. I'm going to play it. I'm going to turn the volume up.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It is a windy day out, but it is beautiful. It is 80 degrees. As you can see, I have the top down, so I do have a wind filter on the mic this time. Hopefully that'll help with this recording. But, oh my gosh, man, it is such a beautiful day. I decided to just come on out and take the car out and go for a ride. I'm at almost 2,000 miles, believe it or not, man. I'm at almost 2,000 miles and super happy to be able to get this car on the road. Now, this is like the perfect weather for having to top off the car. I mean, I've seen a couple of Corvettes out today. We're just out. And in C7s, C6s, saw a couple of C8s. Everybody just has their car out riding with the top down. Convertible or coupe, it doesn't matter.
So there you have it. That is what they all sound like. Now, I didn't put them up to the microphone. I didn't do that. I just wanted you to see or hear what they sound like. And I wanted you to see them all in this lighting right here, recording like that. So the OnePlus has the highest brightness and screen resolution I think it's 2800, and I believe this one is 2000. This is 2400, something like that. Nonetheless, honestly, folks, they all freaking look good. The Samsung it's super bright. It almost looked a little brighter at times than the OnePlus. As far as audio goes, the Pixel was the worst. And then the OnePlus and the Samsung, they were both extremely loud. Like, when I say the Pixel was the worst, the Pixel was still loud. Yeah, it was still loud, but you know, of these three, it didn't sound the best. Now, referencing this device here, it's only got a single speaker right there. So let's go ahead and give it a shot.
All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It is a windy day out, but it is beautiful. It is 80 degrees. As you can see, I have the top down. So I do have a wind filter on the mic this time. Hopefully that'll help with this recording. But, oh my gosh, man, it is such a beautiful day. I decided to just come on out and take the car out and go for a ride. I'm at almost 2,000 miles, believe it or not, man. I'm at almost 2,000 miles and super happy to be able to get this car on the road. Now, this is like the perfect weather for having to top off the car. I mean, I've seen a couple of Corvettes out today. Like, we're just out. And it's C7s, C6s, so a couple of C8s. Everybody
just referencing, you can see how this device is. Now, overall, folks, fact of the matter is, I like the design better. The software on these, Samsung has more software features, but more isn't always best. But I gotta say, having a bunch of things at your disposal is great. Now, one thing about the OnePlus Open that some people probably don't know about, if you didn't check, but look, you have a sidebar menu here as well. It's there. You can adjust all this. So you've got your recents right here. There's a lot of things that the OnePlus has software features on, and the customizations on the OnePlus have always been better than pretty much any standard device coming out of the box. But overall, Samsung has a lot more packed in there. Google, obviously, I love it because it's stock Android, and it does have some features. Google's features are more AI features, and they're really useful. Things that I won't forget that are there. Like, I forget the sidebars here on these. I mean, yeah. Now, these two have pin support. You can get the Opal pin for this one. This one, you have to use a standard regular pin for the device to use. It can use a touchscreen pin, but you just need to buy it separately. You can get them for $1 or something like that. But these actually have official pin support. So camera quality, OnePlus has really stepped into the game, and I think OnePlus has a better package when it comes to the camera game. The cameras on the OnePlus have 125 zoom. I'll be showing you that in another video. It is ridiculous, but it definitely, the overall camera package on here, OnePlus wins. The design, OnePlus wins. The screen, it's up in the air. They're all beautiful. Let's just be clear. I like them all. Performance, I like them both. I like all three of them. The software, I like all of them. Battery life, the OnePlus wins. Now let's go to price. All of these are freaking expensive, but I think we know who's giving you the best package. Yeah, you can't deny it. A lot of tech heads and a lot of people out there who talk about, you know, what something costs and, you know, should you buy it or whatever. Of these three, folks, this is the smartest purchase. If you got bread and you can toss it out there like that, buy this one. The hinge mechanism is better. The overall look is better. The performance is on par. The cameras are better. The speakers are on par. The battery is better. This is a beautiful device too, man. It's on point. There's just so much about it that it's just look at it. Don't you think this is a better setup than these two right here? And this is a first gen device. Let's be fair. This is a first gen device, but this is a first gen device. They just brought it. They even brought out 125 zoom, and it is super clear. Super clear. Let me show you a photo I did at 40 zoom. Let me show it to you. At 40 zoom, this is at 40 zoom. 40. Yeah. OnePlus has a winner. And I saw one last little pet peeve of mine I'll get onto, and I'll ride these trolls one more time before I get out of here. Oh, when you're watching video, it's got the bars on the side. That's exactly why I wouldn't buy it. What did you just see on both of these? Bars on the sides, bars on the top and bottom. Come on, stop trolling. OnePlus has a winner. Let's give it up. And the fact that I even put another thing I did online, I don't know if you noticed it, but I put this foldable device in line with the Pixel 8 Pro for some photos. It's impressive, folks. It's freaking impressive. So a zoom contest between this and this is probably warranted. And the 15 Pro Max. We can throw that one in there too, but I can tell you, this has 125 zoom. It is ridiculous. And you put it on a tripod? Stupid. Just stupid. We shall see, folks. We shall see. The OnePlus Open has arrived, and the fact of the matter is, it comes down to your personal preference. Your personal preference. If I had, and now we know the pricing, the original pricing of all of these. If I had $1,700 to give, it's going to be for the one. Well, obviously I have it because I bought them all these, but still, it's not a flex. But the point is, I do creation. I put it out there for the average Joe, or just the people who are really into it that doesn't want to be a guinea pig. I'm technically a guinea pig. I was a guinea pig for this one, and I didn't become a guinea pig on this one because I got the first one on a loaner from someone, and then ended up going forward buying all the other ones after that, from the second one to the third, the fourth, and fifth right here. So I'm a guinea pig for this. I want all of you guys to win by checking out this content and doing the comparisons and searching for yourself whether it's something you'd want to actually spend your money on. A downfall for this device, because there is one major downfall, and it's not on carriers. If this was on carriers, I mean, and let's be clear, I recommend it now over both of these. Honorary mentions, I recommend it over both of these. Go ahead and put it out there. This is crazy. I actually feel like my $1,600, well, I did a trade-in, so my $1,000, it's a game changer. This is a game changer, period. Recorded this video with the iPhone 15 Pro. Hope you guys enjoy the content, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.